What up? What up? What up, everybody? Hope everyone had a great week. Really excited to just do these webinars and provide as much value as possible. Going crazy right now with value. So today I got a gym for sale, a fitness center for sale. It's one of the biggest gyms. Basically, I'm just going to go right into it. I get businesses for sale all the time. And today I picked up a really good fitness center for sale. And he wants me to give him an evaluation. The way I picked this deal up is through a referral. So someone that I've done business with before, he told his friend that, you got to use Mike, you got to speak to Mike. He's a hands-on business broker. He can evaluate it. He can get you top dollar. So he called me and I told him, listen, I met the guy at the gym. The gym looked great. I did it very confidential. I went in there with gym clothes. I actually went there today, so I'm in gym clothes today. And I met with him and I looked at the gym and he put a lot of money in the CapEx, which is the equipment and the upgrades. So I told him in order to give an evaluation, I need to see your tax returns. I need to see your P&Ls. I got to see your POS reports. And this gym, they use a third-party software, and everything in the gym is credit cards. Everything is very verifiable. And believe it or not, there's no sales tax in gym revenue. So other businesses like car washes and restaurants, they pay sales tax on their money. Gym revenue, that 8.5, 9%, if you're in New York, you keep it. So that's a huge expense to save. But basically, I got the tax returns, and this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be going over this with you on this live, Instagram live right now, social live, Zoom. I'm going to be going over this with you right now. How do I evaluate this gym? How do I come up with the price? How do I get him to sign my agreement? How do I basically get this thing locked up, signed, and sold? So I'm going to share my screen with everyone and let's go over it. So everyone can see these are the tax returns that I pulled up. So when you look at the tax returns, right, you're going to see a top line number of $3 million, and you're going to see a bottom line number of this is what they netted on their tax returns, negative 36,470. Do you think that's accurate? Absolutely not. So many add backs that we have to go over to get to their bottom line cash flow, their EBITDA number, which is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Once you get to this number, then you could put an evaluation on that EBITDA. So gyms typically trade between 4 and 5 times the EBITDA. So how do we get to that EBITDA, right? So we're going to look at all these different add backs. We're going to look at compensation. He's an absentee owner. So he pays himself $34,500 a year absentee. So that's an add back because no one's working there and they're getting $34,500. Okay. I have a whole list for you. So let me share my add backs to you. So the profit on the tax returns was negative $36,470. The owner pays himself. Remember, he's absentee. He pays himself $34,500. He has an interest expense on the tax returns of $103,452. So let me go back to the tax returns. You should be able to see my screen. So the interest over here, line item 13, that's interest that this owner pays on his note. So he's paying $103,452 on his mortgage. So that's an add back. That's counted as profit. Then you have depreciation, number 14, $273,372. That is an add back. That is counted as profit. Then you have total deductions on the bottom. You see where it says 888,240? This is in every tax return you read, you got to really go through these deductions. So it says other deductions, attached statement, see statement 2. So then you go to statement 2. This is statement 2. So this is other deductions. You have amortization of 153.21. That's a full add back. That's EBITDA is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization. So that gets added back. You have auto and truck expense. That's an add back. It's a gym. There's no auto and truck expense. Then you go down the list. Boom, 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 boom. And you have management. So I asked him before, what is management? That's a management fee that he pays himself. So there's no management. That's him. He's paying himself management. So that's an add back. That's 32,000. Then he has meals. That's an add back. That's 5,304. Then he has office expense, 38,000. He said about 50% of that's an add back. So I gave him about 20,000 as an add back. And then he has royalty. That's not an add back. Then he has travel, 17,763. So I put all these add backs on a Google sheet to show everybody. So you can see if you add everything up that I put together, you're looking at, so you do this, then you go over here, you do a sum. 719, 211 was the cash flow that I got. Gyms typically trade between 4 and 5 times. Once you join the community, once you join me, I will show, this is the value of me. I'm going to show you how to get comps, how to evaluate businesses. This is every week I'm doing this. So this is a new gym I picked up to everyone that just joined live, showing you how to evaluate this gym real time, real life right now. This is valuable information. Gyms sell between 4 and 5 times EBITDA. So if we're at a 719,000 EBITDA and we times that on the high side, let's times that by 5, 719, 211 times 5, we're looking at 3.5, so 3.6 million. So 5 times is 3.6 million. This would be the highest I would price this gym. 4 times 2.876. So let's say 2.9. All right, let's just round it up. So between 2.9 and 3.6 is where this gym is going to trade. So I took it at 2.9 here. Right now, SBAs are prime. If you have if you have great deals, if you work with me, I can get you great deals. Prime plus 1 is really what you should get on the SBA. So right now, prime is 8%. So plus 1 is 9%. So if you get a 10-year prime plus 1 and you put down 30% of 2.9, which is about $862,000, you're looking at a mortgage of $306,000, about $306,000 a year right here. You're profiting 719. So after you paying your mortgage, you're putting down 413,000, and your down payment after you pay everything, you're making 413, and you're putting down 862. So you're making about a 50% return if the deal is at 2.9. So that's a damn good deal at 2.9. Now let's go over at 3.6. So if you're doing if he's not negotiable and he's at 3.6 with a 30% down payment, let's calculate that interest rate right now. So if you go to bank rate, so 3.6 million is a 5x on the 719. Say we get a 70% loan, which is 2.52 million. SBA loans for businesses are 10-year terms. If it was property and business, it would be 25 years. So 10 years, 9%. We're looking at 31,922 times 12. So we're looking at 383,064 as the loan payment. This is the 5x. And then after making the 719 to 11, you're left with 336,147, and you're putting down 30% of 3.6 million. So you're putting down $1,080,000. So it's still a good deal. You're still making about 33% on your money, right? 33, 34% on your money. Obviously, if we get it at 2.9, it's a great deal. Due to the financing aspect of gyms, because everything is credit cards, I would say working for the seller here, a $3.6 million starting price is a good price. I think it's a fair deal, but if we were going to buy it as a group, I would try to get it at 2.9 to 3 million. So this is a deal that I picked up today. Okay, is auto only add back if it is for personal? What if the vehicle is for business? Great question. So if it's for business, it's definitely not an add back because they're using it for the business, but because this is a gym and there's no auto expense, there's no vehicle there, this is a personal add back. So that was a great question. I appreciate that. All these add backs, every type of business, car wash, gym, liquor store, laundromat, there's all different types of add backs. depreciation is heavy in the gym business because you're buying a lot of assets. You're buying the business, and there's also a lot of equipment involved, so you could depreciate that equipment. It's advantageous for a buyer because that you add that back, you have a higher EBITDA. Amortization is high in the gym business, and you value gyms based on EBITDA, which is after interest, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So after doing the analysis on this business, I would go to the owner. I would present, a 3.6. If I was selling it, not buying it, I would present a $3.6 million starting price, and I would lock him up for a 10%, which I'm going to do. I'm going to lock him up for a 10% commission, which is a $360,000 commission. And he's probably going to push back a little bit. He's probably going to say, I want 4 million. And I'm going to justify why it's worth 3.6. We're paying a 5x. That's a premium deal. I'm going to get at the end of the day, I'm going to lock this listing up by Monday. And then it's a $360,000 deal. So I'm at the point in my career that I'm taking these commissions and I'm rolling them into deals. I'm rolling all my commissions into deals. So anyone that wants to learn how to do this twice a week, you have to join my community.